But let's turn now to the extraordinary unrest in Britain, where in some areas the anarchists are showing no signs of slowing down. Disturbingly, a leading Adelaide psychologist, Dr. Darryl Cross, thinks it won't be long before we see similar scenes on our streets. We'll speak with Darryl in a moment, but before we do, to get an idea of what's going on in the minds of these uncontrollable youths, just take a listen to this BBC interview with two teenage rioters.
Everyone was just going to riot, just going mad, like chucking things, chucking bottles,
breaking into stuff, breaking into shops. It was madness.
Yeah, it was good though.
It was good fun.
Yeah.
So you're drinking a bottle of rosé wine
At 9:30 in the morning.
Yeah, free alcohol. Bit of a celebration.
Yeah. Got a couple of free things.
I didn't hit nothing though.
Like, it's the government's fault. I don't know.
Conservatives.
Yeah, whatever who it is, I don't know.
It's not even a right, it's showing the police we can do what we want.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, showing the police we can do what we want, and now we have.
So do you reckon it will go on tonight?
Yeah, hopefully, hopefully.
But there's like local people. I mean, why is it targeting local people and your own people?
It's the rich people. It's the rich people, the people that have got businesses, and that's why all of this has happened, because of the rich people. So we're just showing the rich people that we can do what we want.
Darryl, just extraordinary stuff. These are teenagers we've just heard. What do you make of that?
This is anarchy gone wrong. This is a community in revolt. This is a society in deep trouble.
I mean, you can understand that from certain people, but these are young girls, these are teenagers, and it's just all fun to them. They're saying, in fact, it's good fun.
Yes, that's what we're hearing, because what they don't have is any sense of values here. They don't have what we used to call good old family values about honesty, respect, empathy, concern with others and so on. They don't know anything about this, and therefore if you don't have these set of values, your behaviour is out of control.
And we hear about teenage rebellion, but this really is something quite different, isn't it?
That's right. This is not rebellion with a cause. This is a lost rebellion. In other words, these are lost people. They have no sense of who they are, who community is, who society is, total lost. And this is perhaps an omen for the future.
And you think it is an omen for the future?
Definitely. We will see it in other places. We will see it here. And this has been brewing, I think, Rosanna, for about a decade or more, a generation or more. And it will get worse. This is a society without values.
What's happening? What is the cause?
Basically, lack of family support, lack of parents being able to train children.
Well, if they don't have parents, who are their mentors? Who are they looking up to?
Their peers. So when you look to your peers for guidance, then you're in strife. If you don't have the tribal elders and you don't have your parents and you don't have the wisdom of the community, where do you get your information? And if you're looking to your peers for that, you are in strife.
And the fact that digital media plays such a massive role, spread like wildfire.
Exactly. And so now they have this viral connection, which means that they can organise things to outwit the forces and the police. And that, again, is quite scary.
We know there are issues in Britain, of course, with unemployment among youth particularly, but do you think it's likely to happen here?
I would predict it will happen here, because the same sorts of elements are happening. We're losing contact with family, we're losing contact with what we call the good old-fashioned values. So I would not be at all surprised that the same thing will happen here in somewhat similar ways.
And Darryl, they're saying they want to prove a point, you know, to police, to the rich people. But the thing is, we're now seeing them turn on each other, even on innocent victims. We saw a little boy who was hurt. This incredible vision of a rioter who's pretending to help, and we think, yay, there is some humanity here, but then they just ransack his backpack.
That's exactly right. So there are no values, there are no boundaries, there are no guidelines, and it is anarchy.
I mean, what's the solution?
Look, I don't want to be a pessimist, but what I've heard from the politicians is really too little too late. If we're really serious, we're about early intervention, we're about identifying young children who are at risk, and we're about, in adolescence and in schools, putting in massive programs to help adolescents find out who they are and help them with their identity. This is a wake-up call, and Australia now is on notice that we'd better get our act together, and governments and organising bodies better look seriously at this, or else it's going to be us too.
Darryl, look, thank you very much for your time.
Good, Rosanna.